So now let's add the backend support for changing the image name. And I'm going to go to my routines tab in the share database and add a routine. And I'm going to call this update image set name. And it's going to take 3 parameters. So it's going to take the ID of the image set that I want to update. And it's going to take the new name. And it's also going to take the current user. And then it's going to join the current user to the users table in order to get the role. And then it's going to make sure that the user is allowed to make the change and do the update. So the update, actually let's go ahead and add the parameters. So update image set name, I'm going to start with the image set ID, param ID, and that's an integer. And then I'm going to have the name, and that's going to be a long blob. And finally, it's going to get the current user, which is a varchar 64. So the query is going to be update image sets. And then I want to join with users on param user equal username. So that'll give me the role. And then set name equal param name, where, and then I want to make sure the user is allowed to do the access. So that's going to be either username equal owner or role equal admin, and the image set ID is equal to param ID. So that should be the query that I want. Then I'm going to go ahead and say this modify SQL data, update the name for an image, go. So that created a procedure. Let's go ahead and try it out. So I'm going to start with my image sets table, and I want to try changing 57. So I'm going to change the name of 57. So let's try to, but I have a problem here because I can't really supply a blob, so I'll come back to that. Let me go ahead and add support in my share database. So public function update image set name is going to take an ID and a name and a user, current user. And connection is share database connect. Query is call update image set name with 3 parameters. And then statement is connection prepared of query. Then we want to bind the statements. And this is going to take an integer and a binary and a string. ID, name, user. And then we want to send long data. For the second parameter, so 0, 1, 2, which is name. And then execute the statement. And then we don't need a result here. Oops, something got messed up. So that should be it. And then I'm going to put this on my ImageSet class. Public static function update ImageSet name ID name user. So DB is new share database, and then I want to just call update ImageSet name ID name user. So that's a static method on ImageSet now. And then for the AJAX PHP file, we make sure that I match the actual name I'm using, so it's just update name.php. And what I'm going to want to do is require once // includes share database, and also includes ImageSet, and also includes user. And then what I'm going to eventually want to do here is call ImageSet : update ImageSet name, pass in ID, name, and user. And these are get parameters, so I'm going to require once includes utilities. So ID is get value, share database, ImageSet ID key, and then name is get value, share database, name key, and then user is user : get user. And this doesn't have to return anything, so that should be it for that. And let's see if it works. So I'm going to reload here, and I'm going to select a page that I have edit access on. And I'm going to change the name to AJAX. Then I'm going to close the dialog, reload, scroll down, and it didn't work. So let's go ahead and take a look at the network traffic and see if we got any errors. So no response. So let's go ahead and put a breakpoint here and enable debugging. And delete. So I'm at my breakpoint. So I got my ID and my name. Oh, I didn't start my session. So let's go ahead and start the session. Disable debugging. Cat. Now I'm going to close the dialog and reload. Ooh, and it says name is a cat. So let's try that again. Now this doesn't get updated because I'm not executing any JavaScript code that would cause this to get updated. But if I reload and hover, I see the correct name, and if I click to edit, I get the correct name. So while I was editing this video, I happened to notice that I used long blob for the name type, and name's actually varchar64. So in the structure tab for the image sets table, name is varchar256 rather. So let's go ahead and fix that. I'm going to go back to my stored procedure. So share database, more routines, and I'm going to edit, update image set name, and I'm going to change the type of this parameter to varchar64. I'm sorry, varchar256. I keep doing that. And save that. And then in my code for image set, actually, let's do share database first. So in share database, if name is varchar64, then this is a string type, and I don't need to use sendLong data. And then an image set, this is exactly the same. So it's exactly the same here, and it's also exactly the same in the AJAX page. So let's go ahead and try it. And one thing I didn't test before is admin should be able to set any name. So I'm going to log in as admin. And I'm going to try changing the name of this first image. So the courtyard in Santa Fe. Reload. A courtyard in Santa Fe. Okay, so that's working.